Well, before I work with anyone at all, I usually do a half hour to 45-minute session with them on the phone just to see if we're a good match. Coaching is so much about chemistry that if it's not a good match, then it's not good for either of us to work together. So the first conversation is really about who they are, what they want to achieve, where they've come from, so a little about their background, and then what they most want to accomplish. And as I listen to them and hear them talk about that, it gives me an understanding of how I can then explain what I do to them in a way that is very related to who they are.
Right.
And then also with every call I tell them I know a lot of resources, and in addition to seeing if I might be a good match for them, I'm also going to be looking to see if I think somebody else would be a good match for them, or recommend other things like books or classes or conferences or things like that would be good for them too. So that's how I typically first start with them. Then when they come in and initially start working with me, it's mostly, the first couple sessions are mostly about them talking and me understanding the way that their mind works and how they function, so I can start to pick up things. I can see where they are holding things in a pessimistic way. I can see where, what lights them up and makes them happy, and where they get, much lower energy. So I'm really assessing them more on a sort of energetic level around it. And then as we talk, I'll look and see if there might be some assessments that would be good for them. And we'll talk about that later, but the VIA assessment is one of the ones I use, and Strength Finder too. And it depends on what they're most interested in accomplishing, what I'll use with them. Some people are more interested in doing things in their career path. Some people are more interested in their relationships. Some people are, very interested in getting the cross chatter out of their minds.
Yeah.
I call it your inner team. When your inner team, all those voices in your head are very aligned around something, you make incredibly rapid progress.
Yeah.
But when there's dissenting voices, like you want to lose weight and you want to eat the chocolate cake.
Yeah.
Okay, those two voices are in opposition.
Like the VIA and Strengths Finder, can you tell me more about how you use those?
I use at the very beginning, just to sort of help people get a clear view of what their strengths are, because that helps with their vision.
Yeah.
Once you really want to ground their vision in their strengths and in their values, and in their the things that light them up. So as you work more around those things, I use them as conversation starters. So it's not just doing the VIA and showing it to them, it's like pulling things out of that then we can say and go back to, like, okay, so you can't decide between this job and this job. Which one would use your strengths more? Which one would, so I'll bring it back as appropriate into the conversations all the way through coaching.
Right. And so when would you assign the VIA to them? Like, would that be in the first session, or? Usually
not the first session. Again, it depends on the person. There's some people who really don't want to do assessments, and if you worked with anyone with ADD, it's very difficult for them and they don't like it. But for the most part, it's very individualized to the people. I usually use it near the beginning of a coaching engagement, because it helps them get that first vision piece.
Right.